It's now time for What's Up Asheville, sponsored by the city of Asheville, with the host, Mr. Sam Parada, and here he is.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to What's Up Asheville. This is actually not Sam Parada. I am Meredith Friedheim. I'm filling in for Sam this week while he is out of town, and my guest here today is Christo Bubenik from Asheville Parks and Recreation. He is the communication manager there. And Christo is here to talk to us today about upcoming opportunities to connect with friends and neighbors through sports and fitness. Hello, Christo.
Hello. Glad to be back on the show.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Well, with this cold and rainy February weather, it feels pretty good to talk about some, bright and sunnier times and a reminder of the importance of fitness and recreation in our lives. I know I need some motivation to get outside or get to the gym. So tell us a little bit about what Asheville Parks and Recreation offers to the community.
Thank you so much. It is a little dreary today, but it was a really great weekend. I was able to get out and do a lot of things with friends, and so we do get these little pockets here. It's great to live in Asheville where we get to experience all 4 seasons, and our programming experts sort of cater to those throughout the year as well. A lot of our stuff that we've got going on right now is indoors, but we've got several things on the horizon that are outdoors that relate to fitness. Because in addition to great public parks, playgrounds, greenways, community centers, sports fields, wonderful things throughout the city, Asheville Parks and Recreation offers hundreds of programs for all ages every week. And those are focused on anything from wellness, education, and culture. So there's something for everybody. But as we work to rebound in the wake of the massive destruction of the storms back in September, some spaces are still inaccessible. But most programs and events are back and better than ever to help people explore, connect, and discover. It's our tagline as we recover together as a community. And some of the things that I want to touch on today are for all ages. The first thing that I will start to highlight here is Senior Games and Silver Arts. Yes, they are back. There are probably many listeners out here who either participate themselves or have been spectators at some of these sports. The Senior Games is a national program, and we are one of 53 sanctioned committees in North Carolina. And we have several people, actually, over the past few years, we've been the fastest growing Senior Games program in the state, and we have a lot of people who have gone from the local level to the state level and to national levels and set records, won medals. And it's, even if you're not somebody who's setting records and winning medals, though, it's just a great way to connect with other people and to sort of combat any sort of social isolation there might be, to explore interests or to refine things that you already know that you like. But it's really just a way that we redefine what active aging looks like in our city. And events take place from April 5th to May 17th. Okay. But registration is already open. It's open through March 31st. And forgive me, I will probably be giving lots of websites today. So get out a pad and pencil, or just play us again as many times as you want to. But registration is open through March 31st at ncseniorgames.org/Asheville. As I said, winners advance to state games, and sports include, at the local level, bocce, bowling, golf, mini golf, track and field, cycling, swimming, 5K and 10K races, billiards, badminton, cornhole, horseshoes, pickleball, basketball, shooting, shuffleboard, and tennis.
Wow, that sounds like a good time. I want to do all of those games.
It is, and it's sort of a festival, that's the way I look at it, that lasts several weeks. And it starts on April 5th with some opening ceremonies. Again, spectators are always welcome. People perform better when they've got an audience. And immediately following the opening ceremonies, there will be pickleball. And all that happens at Murphy Oakley Community Center over in, I don't know, would you consider Murphy East Asheville, South Asheville?
I say east, but I hear you. It's like south of the sort of highway line, but, east-south. If you live in Oakley, you can decide for yourself.
Exactly. And I think most people know where Oakley is located at. But basically, the games and silver arts, which is the creative side of things with a bunch of different disciplines, are for anybody who is 50 or better. And at least for the sporting categories, you would be competing with people who are in your age bracket, which starts at 50 and it increases in 5-year increments after that. So 50 to 54, 55 to 59, 60 to 64, that sort of thing. So if you're somebody who thinks that you're kind of like just over the edge or 50 and you're going to be competing against somebody who maybe is like 92, that's not going to happen. We're trying to keep it a little bit more competitive there. And just to touch on the silver arts, because there are a lot of people who like to stay active through physical activity, but there's also a lot of people who like to stretch their mind through arts and poetry and different disciplines like that. So there are a whole lot. I will not run through them the way that I did with the sporting categories, but they are available on that registration website that I read, as well as our website, which is asheville.nc.gov/parks. But they're kind of put into different things like heritage, which includes quilting and crochet, wood carving, stuff like that. Visual, which is your mixed media, oils, pastels, photography, performing. We've got tap dance troops, line dance troops, people who do comedy and drama, literary, which is poetry, essays, that sort of thing, and also cheerleading is one of the performing categories as well.
And like you said, this isn't really competitive, but is it more kind of like a class? Like if you wanted to join in on the quilting, is it, you come in and join and you're given like an assignment, or? No,
silver arts is definitely competitive, and the winners are
competitive.
The winners are showcased at a display that is set up in, I believe, mid-April through mid-May at Pack Memorial Library, and then they also advance to the state level. But if you are somebody who's interested in getting in either refining or just seeing if quilting or some of those other things are things that you like, Harvest House and Grove Street Community Centers, which are two of our community centers that are focused on people who are actively aging, they actually have some of those things set up, and you can find out all of our programs on our website, which is asheville.nc.gov/parks. And there is actually a quilting club that meets once a month called Mountain Stitchers over at Harvest House.
Oh, cool.
It is. There are a lot of very active people in our community. I think age is nothing but a number for most of us. And as I get older and I get closer to that, 50 senior game starting entry point, I agree. I think that the older we get, the more we get to explore things that we thought we didn't have time for in the past, or we have more access, whether that's money, travel time, not having kids around the house or something like that, where you can really explore some of these things that you may not have had time to explore before. And there are actually a lot of people in senior games and silver arts who try something for the first time in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond, and find that they really like it and they're really good at it. And so this is a perfect opportunity if you've always wanted to try something or to explore it. Really low barrier to entry. If you start to do something artistic, maybe I would say I'm going to go out and paint something for the first time, and it turns out really bad. Well, then I'm maybe just not going to enter that one into the Silver Arts Showcase. But if it turns out really good, then I can say, why was I waiting so long to take that leap with it?
Wow. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I've got a couple more years till I can enter too, but I am already excited.
Well, the full schedule is available on our website, which again is asheville.nc.gov/parks. Spectators are always welcome. Like I said, people perform better whenever they've got people to cheer them on with it. But we're also, for people who maybe want to try something and get a little taste of the games, Colt Miller, who is the local I guess the person who's in charge of it, I don't know exactly what the coordinator, I guess, for the games. He is hosting senior games clinics every Tuesday through March 18th from 10 a.m. in the morning till noon at West Asheville Park. And basically every week you learn the fundamentals of a new sport, or you refine your techniques if it's a cherished pastime for yourself. And they are free weekly clinics, and it's just a whole range of activities to explore. So everybody is invited to come out to West Asheville Park on Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to noon through March 18th.
What else do we got going on?
Well, we've got, so before we leave the older active adults, just want to also say that in addition to the opportunities that you've got for senior games and silver arts, there are tons of things that happen every week, whether it's pinochle clubs, billiards, tap dancing. We have a hiking club that's just for people 50 and better. All of that can be found in addition to woodworking, weaving, sculpting. Really, the list goes on our website as well, which is ashevillent.gov/parks. You are definitely going to know the website by the time that we're done with this.
Say it with us.
But in addition to stuff that we have for active older adults, we also have sports leagues for people who are under 50, as well as kids and teens. Right now, I want to say that for adults, registration's open through March 7th for spring softball. Flag football registration opens on March 10th. And you can also mark your calendars for tennis clinics and a pool tournament in May. Some of our outdoor spaces are closed, so we don't have sand volleyball this time, but our athletics folks were able to rearrange some things, shuffle a little bit, so that we still are offering a number of opportunities that are free or very low cost, so that everybody in our community can access them. And then moving into a little bit younger, for ages 5 to 12, flag football registration is also open right now through March 20th. We also have a new opportunity called Friday Night Spike volleyball for ages 9 to 12. That starts on March 14th, but it's getting really filled up. So if that's something that your tween, or I guess it would just all be tweens, because none of those are teens. If your tween is interested, if that's still a word that people use, in learning the fundamentals of volleyball, that is an opportunity out there for them. We also have archery classes for that age group that start in April, and a number of events on our indoor rock climbing wall for kids and teens, which are beginning climber classes, glow-in-the-dark climbs, things like that. Just different ways, different people find different things exciting. And so part of our mission is that we believe that Asheville is a stronger and better place when everybody, no matter if you're an infant all the way to retirees, have the opportunity to explore new things, to be supported, to be healthy, to be successful. And so a lot of this fits within that, in addition to the education and culture classes that we've got going on. We also offer recess programs for homeschool students at a couple of our community centers to keep those kids healthy and fit as well. And then, just like for older adults, we've got line dance classes, drumming for fitness, and other programs that are open for all ages. So those are always a lot of fun to watch, because when people who are, maybe in their 70s and people who are teenagers come together over a shared activity, there's just so much knowledge that's exchanged and so much connection that's made.
Yeah.
People really get to discover a lot about themselves. And I think that we live in a community where we may not know our neighbors as much anymore. That may be a little bit different for Asheville to begin with, but then also through the shared experience of storm recovery. I know I've definitely met a lot of people who live in my neighborhood who I didn't know before. And so this is just another way to make new friends or meet neighbors, or if you already have friends, grab them and come out and just have a shared experience with some things.
For sure. This has given me so many ideas. I gotta get my crew together, sign up for flag football. I want to do some line dancing. Anyone who knows me out there are going to be asking you to join my flag football team.
Well, I am currently, I have played in a bocce league for a while, and the indoor courts were destroyed by the storm because they were down in the River Arts District. And so I'm doing bowling with some of those people and some new people right now. And it is just so much fun to have something once a week to look forward to. And again, to meet new people, because they're competitive leagues, but also at the same time, the focus is really on having fun and making connections. Because being physically fit is a wonderful thing, but meeting new people, making new connections, and doing things that stimulate your mind is also just equally as important for all of us.
Yeah, it just feels so good too to, a lot of this stuff is on weeknights when you've kind of done a whole day of work, and it feels so good to break up the the kind of monotonous rhythm of weekday life and have this, scheduled recreation activity already on your calendar, and you're going to get out there, do something fun, probably get some exercise in, and get to socialize. And I think that just, it just makes your week a good one. So.
Absolutely. And we continue to get younger. Like I said, we really want to have stuff for people, for community members, all the way from toddlers to, the sort of the autumn of life, or whatever the nice way is that I've heard people call our later years. But we'll move into toddlers. Why not?
I got a toddler, so let's hear it.
Well, there are a lot of unstructured play things that we do where like Stevens Lee will just put a lot of different stations together in their gym and let toddlers go wild and get some of their energy out. And I think that they're very much like we are as adults too. They kind of pack up together. Somebody takes a leadership role and they just decide what they want to do with all of those things. But those play dates actually are every Wednesday at Stevens Lee Community Center. And there's lots of interactive things that they do as well to keep it kind of structured, but kind of unstructured, so that kids can use their imagination, which is such an important thing that we kind of lose a little bit more as we get older, but we shouldn't as much. And then Grant Southside Center has a similar program on Fridays called Toddler and Me Time Out, where they also do some unstructured play. And then we've also got some special events on the horizon for those little ones, help them work off some energy. There's a superhero party, and I will call it famous. I think this is the 4th or 5th year, the Toddler Kickball Extravaganza.
Oh.
I believe it's in May. It might be in April. But again, you can go to ashevillennc.gov/parks to get the exact date with it. And I don't know if you've ever watched younger kids play soccer or kickball or anything.
Adorable.
It is absolutely adorable. And
chaotic.
And they basically just kind of run around and kick the ball, and they don't really know what they're doing, but it's awesome to watch. So I would, again, encourage people to come be spectators, because they little athletes probably perform better when they have people who are cheering them on as well. But if you are somebody who's got a kid in that toddler range, the Kickball Extravaganza is definitely not to be missed.
Oh man, yeah, I gotta get out there for that. And what a relief, for the parents, especially if I know some of these activities are during the weekday. So if you are a stay-at-home parent, or maybe you're a nanny, I'm not sure, and you just need to get out of the house and let your toddler have some socialization, and what a great opportunity. And it brings a smile to your face to watch them do whatever they're going to do. It is usually something that you didn't expect.
Yes, and with the different age groups, we're always trying to fit in as many things as possible. Space is always one of those things that's a little bit more challenging. During the storm, there were a couple of climbing gyms that are no longer open, and so there's a lot of people who really want to use our climbing wall, but we also have adult volleyball going on right now, and youth basketball, and all these things. And so there's a lot of shuffling going around, but most of our toddler stuff, like you said, kind of conforms with nap times and different stuff for them. And then as you get older, a lot of the stuff for kids is either after school, or we have a lot of kids in Asheville who are either homeschooled or go to non-traditional type schools and stuff. And so we try to make sure that they're being supported as well, because we all kind of win whenever kids have things to do and ways to connect with each other. Because we even, and I know we're really talking about kind of physical fitness stuff today, but we have a lot of gaming programs as well for kids who maybe are more comfortable sitting with a controller or a gaming computer or something like that as well. And tabletop games and lots of other stuff, because we got lots of kids. People think that we're a small town. I think that we're a little city, and so there's a lot of things, a lot of people out there. And sort of speaking to that unstructured time that we were with toddlers, I'm not sure if you've ever been to our fitness centers, but at a couple of our community centers, we've got weight rooms that have free weights, cardio equipment, and other medicine balls and things like that you can use for a very, 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 very low price, and probably like the best deal in town.
It is the best deal in town. I've seen the Stevens Lee room, and it's got everything you need in there to get a good workout.
Yeah. Annual memberships are free for high school students, as well as community members who are 60 or better. And if you're in between that range, family memberships are just $75 for
Not
up to
bad.
4 people for the whole year, and $50 for individuals. And 6-month memberships are also available. But
Wait,
also
75 for the year?
75 for the year for up to 4 people
Wow.
in your household.
Some people might have thought that was per month, so that's pretty solid. That's a good deal.
Yes, I recently switched from a gym I was going to for a while because their prices went up, and went to a gym that does not cost as much, and I feel like I'm still getting that interaction with other people. There are still classes that are available and stuff like that, because in addition to these fitness centers that you can just drop into anytime that those community centers are open, we do offer a lot of fitness classes throughout the week, which can be anything, like I said, from line dancing, which maybe you don't think that that's a workout, but if you've ever done line dancing for an hour and a half, it is definitely something that burns calories. And then, of course, we also have open gym times. And those are times that are set aside at the community centers that have gyms specifically for basketball, volleyball, pickleball, those sort of things. And we also have a therapeutic recreation program that I will move into as we sort of as we barrel down here. Our therapeutic recreation program is actually celebrating 20 amazing years.
Wow.
It started as a summer program and has grown to a year-round one. It's really life-changing. It serves hundreds of participants with cognitive disabilities every year, and they do everything from hiking to crafting, cooking, dances, and they also have adaptive sports to keep people to sort of not forget about them when it comes to physical fitness. And
That's cool, though. Sometimes like leading a hike or something like that is not something that you would think that the Parks and Recreation Department offers, because it's not situated at the facility. You're actually going on a field trip, you could say.
Yes, and our outdoor program was hit pretty hard with the storm and some of the damage that happened to hiking trails throughout the region. But every day is coming back a little bit more. Debris is kind of getting cleared out. With therapeutic recreation, they've got walking and hiking clubs, but they're also available for people who are in wheelchairs or who may have mobility challenge as well. Those start back in March. They also have a weekly morning movement every Wednesday, which has a different theme to it each time. So maybe it'll be like hockey or basketball or something like that. But something that is available for the community to come watch as well is we have an adaptive baseball program that starts in May, but the registration's open for it now. So if you know somebody who would benefit from the adaptive program, I would absolutely go ahead and register for them now. But the final game, or the final games, I guess, because we do have different divisions for 6 to 17-year-olds and then adults who are 18 and older. It's played at McCormick Field. And it is just like a really, really fun day. And you see lots of supporters out there with signs for the athletes who they are cheering for.
Fun.
And it is just a lot of heartwarming stuff. And I know that we filled up a lot of time. So we do have a lot of other programs, including other fitness and wellness programs that you can always see at ashevillennc.gov/parks. You can also pick up program guides at any community center or library in the area. The website also has recent articles about summer camp registration. I know that's always like a big thing for people who have kids in Asheville. Black History Month, safety tips for going outside in winter while you're doing recreation stuff, alternative spots for recreation while we're still working to open or to reopen some areas of parks that have some unique things like the skate rink, sand volleyball courts, and that sort of thing. And we are introducing 2 new newsletters next month, one that's specific to parents and families that has events and opportunities that relate to those, and then another one for active adults who are 50 or who have at least 50 years lived or more. And
Cool.
then that joins our existing, we have a general monthly newsletter as well as one for outdoor opportunities.
So you can get that kind of tailored information that you want if that's something you're interested in or a category you fit into. That's cool.
Yeah, people have specific areas of interest, and you might be interested in all 4 of them. But we just thought this was a really great way to keep people in the know, because we recently we've been experimenting with some things. Most of the registration for programs opens 30 days out. And so this is just a way at the beginning of the month, you get kind of a rundown of the events that are coming up over the next 30 days, and it gives you an opportunity to get in there and register, because a lot of our programs fill up. And so we want as many people as possible to experience them. And if they keep filling up, then we'll just try to keep adding them if we've got the space and the people who can teach them.
Yeah, there's really so much going on all the time, too. I know you guys come out with the program guide. What, is it quarterly or?
Twice a year. And then we have
year.
kind of a mini guide for the summer as well. So there's sort of one that covers September to December, then January through May.
It's just, every time I look at one of those, I'm like, wow, I just want to pull out my calendar and start writing things in and make sure I get out there. But there's so much going on, so it does make sense to sign up for one of those newsletters and make sure you're getting those reminders in your inbox. And I know we have just a few minutes left. Is there anything that you want to cover that we didn't get to cover yet?
Well, this was a lot of programming, but we've been working really hard to try to get people access to spaces that were really damaged by the storm. And so we're just going to continue to do that. And if you are interested in updates on those, that monthly newsletter will have some of that information, but also our website, ashevillent.gov/parks. We'll also have that. And some things will take time, though. I mean, we had some unprecedented catastrophic destruction, especially at parks along the river. And so asking people to stay out of them until we get them cleaned and safe. And most people have been pretty okay with that. I think they understand that this was a really big deal, and it's really great to live in a community where people have also been offering to help in different ways. And so I would much rather live in this community than some of the other ones. When I go to conferences and people talk about the challenges they have getting people to come to events or keeping parks clean, we just live in a place where people have such pride in that. And
we don't have that problem.
We do not. Asheville rocks, and it's a great place to be for recreation opportunities and just enjoying the natural beauty of the place that surrounds us. We definitely know water can be scary now, but it can also be a great place to spend some time and to connect with people and to explore new things.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining me today, and thanks WRES for having me as the host. And
do you have any questions? I always, because I have so many things in my head of what we're doing, but it's always great to just have that conversation where people, maybe they've heard something that they want to know more about, or maybe they've heard something that happens in a different community and they're like, why isn't that happening in Asheville?
Yeah. I did have several questions as you were talking through, but the one that's coming at me now is, and this is more just something to chat about. It's not a question, but you were mentioning Pinochle earlier. Is that a really popular tabletop card game at the?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I do not know how to play, but they keep adding more and more clubs that meet, once a week or twice a month, and there's 5-handed pinochle, 6-handed pinochle, double deck pinochle. It is very, very popular, and they seem very welcoming to new members as well. It seems much like tennis or pickleball or basketball. People are really open to having a pickup game or to teaching new people something that brings them so much joy.
Yeah, my in-laws play pinochle, and I've been with my partner for over 10 years now, and still every time we go do something with the family, they always want to play pinochle, and they still have to write the rules down on a piece of paper for me because it's hard, y'all.
Oh yes.
But that's so cool to hear that it's such a big growing game, and maybe one day I'll get good enough, and maybe I'll tell my husband, hey, you can go join a pinochle club if you want to. Oh
yes. Even though Harvest House and Grove Street are kind of focused on people who are 50 or older, they love everybody who comes in. So if you walk in and you want to do that drumming for fitness or play 5-hand, 6-hand pinochle, they are going to welcome you, and you're going to have a great time meeting some new people.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, maybe he can do that in the meantime while he's waiting for our soccer fields to come back online, because he did love to play soccer at JBL, and I know, some of those soccer leagues are coming back on, and we'll just see see how that goes. But in the meantime, it's a time to explore different activities.
There are, and if you are missing something, you can go on our website, asheville.gov/parks, and you can filter locations by different amenities. So if you're looking for like a multi-purpose field, a square field, a diamond field, you can find it there. And a lot of times they're not booked up for organized play, but other times they are. And hopefully soon, Memorial Stadium will be something that we can welcome people back to. I know that a lot of pickup soccer used to happen up there too.
For sure. Well, thanks again, y'all. This is Christo Bubenik from Asheville Parks and Recreation, and I was Meredith Friedheim covering for Sam Parada, and this was What's Up Asheville.
You've been listening to What's Up Asheville, sponsored by the City of Asheville in collaboration with WRS 100.7 FM. This program will re-air every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12